So just to wrap up here, so what's your view? The central banks and the fiscal stimulus, this is enough to generate a risk rally, whether it's here or a little bit lower or whatever, that we generate a risk rally that goes on for a while. How do you see the next, call it 3 months, playing out as your hunch?
I guess this is my old-time macro guy in me. When I see gigantic stimulus, when I hear unlimited, as I mentioned before, I don't really, and I hate even using this phrase, but I don't really want to fight the Fed. It may go, the market may go down. I think it's probably a better bet to think that treasuries are going to go down to 20 bips and that some of these credit products, I think, will probably come down also in yield. To me, it's a very clear, you should be long as much gold as you can, and proportionally also Bitcoin. But I also have another thought that, look, Trump's popularity rating is near its high. It was low, and I think just yesterday it popped up to one of the highest approval ratings of his term, if not maybe the highest. And so I still have this thought in the back of my mind that Trump is going to want things operating smoothly, the market's doing well into the election. And, I would not underestimate his power to do that. He's been the most responsive president in my life, probably the only one that, watches the S&P daily, understands interest rates and monetary policy I think in a pretty deep way. And people may not agree, but in my experience, the other presidents just have not had his intuition. And I think that intuition on interest rates and what the right setting should be comes from all those years in the real estate business. I'm kind of thinking that things will hold up into the election. Look, we may go down short term in a week or two, but look, we already know that unemployment next week will be, we went 3.2 million. It's going to be 2 million, 1.5, 1 million. We know what the trajectory looks like. It's bad. Growth 2 months from now is going to be better than it is today, for sure. So, and growth 6 months from now will be better. So I think he will do whatever he can, artificially or not, to keep the market up into the election. And then maybe afterwards we have a problem because some of the problems reassert themselves. But we had a moment of extreme panic. And as I forwarded to you, and I think I said on Twitter, when the VIX is at 90, I'm not a buyer of the VIX. Even if it goes to 130, it's a bad risk reward bet as an investor. The only other time was 2008. We got to 90 in the span of a week. That's enough. That's about as great a panic as I've ever seen, and as fast a panic as I've ever seen in 30 years. So, yeah. And that feeling of all assets are zero and frozen, there were a few days in 2008 where I felt that. And so when I feel that and they respond, that's it. That was a gigantic trade. It happened. They responded. They responded faster and bigger than we've ever seen. It's not a great risk reward bet to play on something, to as I always used to say, going back to the same well. I don't want to go back to the same well, meaning to the same thesis again. If I'm negative, I need some new information that's going to make me negative. And I think, look, the dollar, it had a massive spike up. It may have been the spike. It's coming down now. That might have been it. I don't know. But all of these things hitting an extreme point, to be long the dollar last week into that high, to be long from there is to be long the VIX at 90. And I'm not long the VIX at 90. So it's still at 60 or something like that. So I think we have a digestion period here, and that may not be enough red meat for you to be really happy about that.
I don't think.
And you can still have your scenario. I don't know.
The point being, Dan, is none of us know. I'm at the same point. I close all of my shorts. I've got bond trades because I think bond yields go to zero, and then that's it. Yes, I'm long dollars still. I think goes further, but that's it, right? That's a very liquid thing you can get out of in about 10 seconds. Other than that, I'm kind of like you. I'm like, okay, we've got the first phase. Let's see what it's got now.
Look, and you covered brilliantly, and were very public about it. Right into the teeth of the pain and fear. But we know what that feels like, and we know that that's usually it, especially when you have signs that are telling you that. So,
yeah, and it could be earlier. I actually think there's another leg down, but exactly as you say, I'll leave that leg to somebody else.
yeah, I think so.